Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode. Don't mind me, I'm just over here looking at some cool colors to come up with some ideas for my dually. We got a lot of things going on in the back, so instead of talking about this, we're just gonna go out back and see what we got going on and dig right in. Let's go. All right, so I'm starting on this 49 or 50 welding truck that we got here. The first thing I'm addressing is the doors, and I noticed there was some rust in this area here, so I ground off the flange here. It's pretty rusty, as you can see. Then I also noticed there's quite a rust in this area here, which tells me that there's probably rust in between the skins here. So I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is probably cut all this out, grind this edge off, and see what it looks like in there. And then I can clean up the outer skin, make a new piece for right here, down in the bottom. Then we can weld through prime it and corrosion protect it properly so that there's no, otherwise I've seen it a million times before, there's blistering on the bottom of the doors because moisture gets trapped in between the seam. So that's going to be the first plan of attack on this truck. And then if I close the doors, show you guys, the gaps are pretty tight. They don't look terrible to the cab corner, but by the time that we get primer and body work and paint and all that, I mean, these doors are going to be glued shut. So most likely you're going to have to come around here and grind the edges of the doors all the way around. What that does is it ends up splitting the skin. Then we got to re-weld it. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get a nice 3/16 gap all the way around, and that should give us plenty of room for all the material that's going to go on the truck. So yeah, that's going to be the first plan of attack.
So
then we're just going to go from there.
Concerning, because you're going to have to cut all this and grind all this back, right?
Yeah.
Most likely. So hopefully that rust hasn't traveled up any further than where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
all this ends up being.
It's probably mostly isolated in the bottom, but there could be a little bit in between there. I don't think it's worth redoing the whole flange all the way around. But I'm gonna try to, now that once this is out, I'm gonna try to pull the bottom of this door out. No, it's pretty close to flush. I tried to move it. I couldn't get the door to move out anymore. I could try to ream that hinge, but I think what I'm gonna do is try to work the bottom of the door out to the cab corner as close as I can get it, and if I have to, then I'll end up splitting the cab corner and bringing that in a little bit. But
the seal might help push that out too. If we get the seal, I guess we'll see.
It will, yeah. So
okay.
Just gonna start there and see what happens. And that's what we're talking about. That's stuff you can never get to without grinding and opening some of that stuff up, no matter how hard you try. And now I can go and cut this. And after I cut this piece out, then that'll reveal what the outer looks like. And then I can grind the inside of that outer skin clean and weld through prime it and do all that, and then it'll be nice. Okay, so I got all this bad metal cut out and I ground it as clean as I could. I don't want to go too much, because if I grind it too much, then I'm going to start blowing through the outer skin. So I am going to use this to treat the rest of the metal inside. And then I'm debating, after I get it all cleaned up, spraying some epoxy on the inside of that before I go and weld everything back together. But I'm going to spray this on there and let it soak. And then I'm going to start fabricating some new sheet metal for in there. I got to make this piece, which is going to be fun. Probably just have to bend a piece and then put it on the shrinker stretcher and make a new one of these. You can see how nice it is. Very nice. See this piece. This piece won't be too bad because it's pretty straight. But and then I'll have to make a new flange. That one's kind of rusty. So I'll move all my tools out of the way. I'll squirt some of this in there. Try not to breathe it because it is acid. We'll let that soak for a bit while I go make a new piece.
Okay, so while Taylor's handling business on Steven's truck, let's take a walk over here and see what Dylan's up to.
We have Victor's C10 here. I'm on the passenger door. The upper windshield frame, where your glass goes, all that, is a separate piece from the actual shell. And there's a gap here. From the factory, they're kind of seam sealed or just painted so that door can flex and nothing cracks. Sorry, I know it's loud. I'm gonna weld these solid. So we're not gonna have any cracking issues. We could body fill around it. It gives it a much cleaner look. The other side, I didn't video this part. I just went ahead and welded it. So we'll grab the camera and show you what that looks like. But I'll set it up and weld it now. I just welded up the door frame to the shell of the door. And now I don't have the fender on. Our bottom gap, the bottom of the door to our rocker gap is like really bad. There's just like a big, I don't know if you'd say low spot or extra material in the door. Basically, it's almost touching. From here to here is real straight, and I got this big funky spot here. So what I'm gonna do is cut the door back, grind it, add a piece of rod that has that radius, and weld it in. And that's the only gapping I'm gonna do to this door yet, because I've moved it where it latches good, that gap's okay, the top's good. I can't move the door anywhere else. Before I do any other gapping, like this cab corner line and the door line are really bad, and the front is even worse. I'm gonna get the whole truck together, move all the sheet metal around before I do any final gapping, but this is really rough, it's really bad, so I'm gonna do that now.
Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hello, I'm Timothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place, bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of this surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You're never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning.
Okay, so I got the first piece made for the lower part of this door. Yeah, I didn't really film any of that because it was a lot of me just back and forth going to the stretcher and or the shrinker. But yeah, there's the new piece. There's the old piece. Went through and cleaned up all the metal and weld through primed it. So now I'm going to start tacking everything in. All right, so I got most of this door all gapped to the cab right now, but I'm running into one more issue here. It's really tight right here. I can't move the door forward anymore. I've already taken a lot of material off of the front of the door, so I don't want to, if I take any more off, there's not going to be a seam left on that door. So I think what I'm going to have to do here is actually drill the spot welds out on the drip rail, separate the drip rail, and then I'm going to have to cut this cab corner here, move that cab corner in, because the problem is if I grind the edge of this door, that's going to get really narrow along there, and then it's going to be, and you can see I got a decent gap here, so I can't really grind this all the way around to make it the same. So my only solution here is what I just said, which is probably separating this strip rail, cutting that cab corner, hammering it in, re-welding it, and then reattaching the drip rail to make that gap nice and even all the way around. So that's the plan. So I got the drip rail off, and this is why it's really hard to warranty custom restoration work, because as you can see, the backside of this drip rail is just full of rust, and same thing on the inside of the cab here. If I wouldn't have cut this off, there's no way we would have been able to do anything about that. So that goes for every seam on these old vehicles. But yeah, that's what makes it really tough to guarantee that this stuff's gonna last for life. You know, we do the best that we can, you know, with cavity wax and epoxy, everything like that, but there's just no way to treat that sandwich rust. So finally got that off. Now I can start cutting the cab corner and working on the gap again. All right, so I got the drip rail all cleaned up and treated. I treated the inside of the jamb here and weld through primed that, weld through primed this. Now I can start plug welding this back into place.